Hey guys, welcome to this week's edition of Chewing the Fat. This week I've got a old mate from school, Darren Perrett, with me. How you going, Daz? Although I barely recognise you, this is a joke. You're an imposter.
Wasting away.
Darren's one of those guys that I've known since high school and not really had much to do with off and on through a couple of other friends that we know and you're related to and all that sort of thing. But always one of those guys that when I needed him for something was there at the drop at a moment's notice to help out. And when I started the protocol with Simpler Health and Dean, Darren messaged me and said, I've seen you on this diet. Cool, I'm on a diet as well. I just can't handle being this size anymore, and it's up and down and up and down. And I thought, well, here's my opportunity to do something for you for a change. So I rang Darren and had a chat, and he reached out to Dean, and the rest you can fill us in on, Daz.
Yeah, that's right. So
what happened?
Well, firstly, I'd like to also, just quickly like to thank yourself for going on this journey yourself in the beginning, and obviously then motivating all these other people, including myself, to get on board and make a change. So I really appreciate you making the first step as well. So
thanks, mate.
So I've been on the protocol for roughly about 22 weeks. This is my second week of the phase 2. I've dropped between 37 and 38 kilos roughly since I started. Went from a size 40 to a size 33, 34 inch waist. I'm actually wearing a pair of jeans now that my brother bought me for Christmas in 1991.
Oh, you're wearing them today?
Never able to wear. Even when he bought them for me back in 91, they were too big, they were too small for me.
Yeah, right.
And now I'm finally able to fit in them. So
wow.
They're actually made in Australia.
Wow, they are old.
Yeah. So it's feeling amazing. Just all around. And
what was it like before you got on protocol? Like, where were you at?
Well, I've always been, for a long period of time in my adult life, like from my late 20s, right up until a few months ago, I was up and down, constantly, literally constantly dieting, just trying different things. I never had problems, and you always hear this, right? I never had problems losing the weight. I just had the problem maintaining the weight, my goal weight, or what I got down to. And I've been thinking about it a lot in the last few weeks, and I think the thing that's changed this time around, doing it through Dean, was before I'd lose the weight and just think, oh, I feel like a bit of KFC or I feel like McDonald's. It's okay. I can eat it because I know that I can lose it again.
Yeah.
So you just go out and then eat poorly, and then you end up finding yourself then just I shouldn't have eaten that. Feel bad, and then away it goes again.
Yeah.
Then it just starts climbing up. And I think for me the weight gain progressed over a long period of time, and then sort of in my 30s, I was always above 100 kilos. Like I was never below 100 kilos. And now being 84, like I can't remember the last time when I was actually 84. Like, I don't know, maybe 10. So, and it's it's just unbelievable. Just can't believe how much different I feel overall. Like in the way I feel, the way I think is just so much clearer. But the thing that really sort of makes me a little bit upset was my father was obese from his mid-20s. I'm guessing around mid-20s, right through to the day he died. So that was close to like 40 years. 40 years he would have been 50 kilos overweight. And just how I feel losing the 37 is just feel so much, totally different. And it was just like far out. And he carried that additional 50 kilos for, 40 years, like far out. Like how, like just so much extra burden on your body that you just become used to, and it's just becomes normal. And until you actually, make a change, it's like, far out, it wasn't normal.
Yeah. It is astounding how you just think, how the hell did I walk around with this all the time?
Yeah.
How the hell did I eat these foods and feel this way afterwards all the time and think that was normal, like not noticing change? Whereas now I eat certain things and the next day I know straight away. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. And I think, and someone asked me this morning, they said, oh, how long has it been since you had KFC? I thought, well, I don't know, like quite a few months. But I said, and I've had this conversation with Dean because he had said a similar thing that, before I would have like an inkling to have KFC, and it was just like, oh man, I need a bit of that KFC chicken. I can't wait. I'm going to smash it. I'm going to smash out the Streetwise feast box, and I can't wait. And then obviously, you go and eat it, and then you get home, and, you get into it, and it's like, oh my God, why did I do that? You bloody dickhead. But now I don't think like that now. Now, if I'm thinking about KFC, I think, well, I don't want it because I know it's no good, and I know exactly how I'm going to feel afterwards. So there's no point. Like, it's just, don't even bother, and it's not good for the body. And I didn't, do what I've done to go back to eating that crap because I don't need it. The body doesn't need it, And the other thing is all the foods that I've been eating on this, it's just really opened my eyes with healthy eating, basically, and it's just amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I was going to say the biggest, when you were talking about KFC, it's like before those things seemed like a treat or an indulgence of some sort, or I can go smash that because I've been good this week or whatever. But I've found that I've fallen in love with just good food again.
Yeah.
Just eating bland, same old, while I've got time, shove something down your face type thing. We've had to actually go through and cook food that we can eat and sustain us. And it's actually been awesome. Like the food I've been eating is just out of control. And when I eat it, I'm just constantly surprised by, wow, this just tastes so good.
Yeah.
The time I have gone, I don't think I've had KFC or Macca's since I started, I don't think. But I've had something. I can't remember what it was. And I had it. And I remember thinking, that was just ordinary. I don't know why I was so excited to have that. There wasn't much flavour in it. It was bland. It was just mushy, palatable, easy to swallow, shove in your face and get it done. Type. Well, it was
it wasn't actually enjoyable. It
wasn't enjoyable at all.
It didn't add any fuel probably to your body either.
None.
And the other thing that people are amazed when they see me, get my lunch out. Like I was at work the other day and I pulled the container and I've actually upsized my container because the container I had previously, every time I'd sit in my car and eat, it just salad leaves are going everywhere. So I upsized my container. I pulled this container out and the guy said, geez, bloody hell, look at the size of your bloody container. I said, you had to upsize. But it's just perfect, lunch. Like, and there's just saying, like the bulk of it is just massive amount of food. But I said, this is exactly what I've been eating for the last 22 weeks, and it's it. It's not.
You get up after lunch and you can keep working, no problem.
And you don't feel bloated and you don't feel like shit.
Exactly right.
And and the other thing is I've been experimenting a little bit, not a great deal, but when I first started, I wasn't having any sort of herbs and stuff in my salad. And then we had some friends come over and we had some coriander that we're putting in another salad. I said, I might try a bit of that. I don't mind coriander. Cut that up, put that in. It's like, oh, wow, this is just like added another dimension to my salad.
Look at how lives have become. Wow, a bit of coriander.
I've got the winning combination. I'm set. I'll just keep eating this. So now I just, and the thing is, like once I, even when I phase out of the phase 2 and phase 3 and into phase 4, I'll probably just keep eating the same salad and what I've been having for lunch because I really enjoy it and it's great. It's easy. It's convenient. And also at the end of the day, a lot of it comes in to do with preparation. Like if you're not prepared, that's when you make bad choices. And I'd certainly made those bad choices before. Like if I wasn't if I didn't make my salad or whatever the night before I go to work, I'd just get up. I'd say I'll just do it in the morning, and then I get up in the morning to go to work, and I thought, stuff it. I'll just get something. Obviously made bad choices. But now I'm in a routine now. On a Sunday night or midweek when I run out of veggies, I just cut everything up, put them in the containers, put them in the fridge, they're all ready to go every night. Pull them out, make up the salad, done. 5 minutes, and that's how I feel that I haven't needed to, or you just get in a routine. It's just easy,
Yeah. And how's the rest of your family about it?
Yeah, and they're being really good, supportive, and the kids say, "Oh, how much weight loss now?" And they've been loving like this. I haven't eaten so much celery in all my life, like smashing out like one bunch of celery in 2 days, And so kids are loving. They just I have all the celery in the containers, and I grab a handful out. Can I have some too? Yeah, sure. Here you go.
That's awesome.
I'm cutting up some capsicum. Can I have some of the capsicum? Yeah, here you go. And even like when I've been eating my salads, my son and daughter, they're both, can I have a mouthful? Yeah, it's got some pepper in it. Yeah, it's all right. Try that. Oh, that's nice. That's yummy. Can I have some more? Yeah, here you go. No, it's been good. It's been good for them to see, for me having an example of eating these salads and the veggies and all the rest of it, and talking to them about making smart choices. And it's not all about just eating crap all the time. That you've got to look after your body, and even being as young as they are, you still need to look after your body. Right?
That's a foundation, isn't it?
Hey?
What they're eating now is going to set them up for the rest of their lives, really.
Yeah, that's right. And if you get used to eating something, whether it be bad or good, you just get into that habit and routine, and it just becomes normal.
Yeah, I noticed that with Lan's family. Like as kids, they're just given so much variety of food, but like fruit and vegetables and stuff, but all the time. That's all they get given. No one opens.
Yeah.
Very rarely does anyone open a bag of chocolate or lollies or whatever. They don't really have it. But even as 1, 2, 3-year-olds, they're walking around eating a bit of mango or apple or some weird exotic fruit or some nuts or whatever. It's just all. It amazed me when I was first with lunch. It's like, wow, how do you get your kids to eat that? Because that's all they eat. They don't know anything different.
That's the only choice. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And the thing is, when they have it, young enough, and they get used to it, and so on. And that's one thing our kids are pretty good. There's a few things they won't eat, but we always say, look, you've got to. How do you know if you don't like them? You haven't tried it. Like, you can't say you don't like something if you haven't tried it. Like, at least give it a go. If you don't like it, okay, fine. That's all good, but at least try.
How many things do you eat and hate when you're younger, and then when you're older, you're just like, crap, they're not too bad.
There are certain things, and you and Dean touched on this a little while ago, as far as things that I won't even go near. I.e. like brains and livers and all that kind of stuff. There's not even interested in trying to go there, but always try. It's always good to try different foods and different. I don't know, different flavors. Sometimes if you go out for breakfast, it's like, instead of getting the bacon and eggs this time, I might get corn fritters, because I haven't had corn fritters before. Give it a go. You end up having it. It's like, oh wow, these are pretty good.
Yeah, right. It's
like an episode of Seinfeld, right? Do everything opposite of what you normally do.
Yeah.
That worked out well for George.
He was killing it for a while there.
So that's a lot of the time. That's what I like doing is just instead of doing what you normally do, do something different. And, you never know.
That's cool. So what else? What have you got from besides the weight loss and all that sort of stuff? What else have you got? I think like in as far as like the coaching side, because I know that you guys have spoken about this quite in length with people. I get the same thing with people as well. What are you doing? You've lost so much weight. And, tell me how to lose. I need. And I had this guy a few weeks back. He says, probably about my age, maybe a little bit younger, and he's not overweight. And he said, can you tell me what you've been doing, what your secret is? I just want to lose 5 kilos. I said, yeah, I'll tell you. He said, what?
I said, go and take a big shit. Oh, okay. I said, what have you been eating? And he told me. I said, that's why. You know, that's half the problem. You just, cut out all that crap and just eat clean and healthy, and you'll be fine. Like you lose weight. But the thing that I found was with the coaching side of it was in the first month and a half, I was in communication with Dean every week, and then in between that sort of month and a half to 8 weeks to 9 weeks sort of time frame, about midway, I pushed it out to 2 weeks, and then I found these really nice protein bars, which is spoken to you about these, and I literally inhaled like $100 worth of protein bars, and like one sitting. It's like, oh man, all right, I think it's time I need to ring Dean.
Which ones are they?
Simply Protein, or Smart Solutions, or Simply Protein Bars.
The ones from Costco?
Hey?
The ones from Costco?
No? I think you sent me the name. I think I can't remember. But,
Smart Protein ones.
But they're quite unique. Like I've had a lot of protein bars, different protein bars over the years, and I've got to say these ones are the best ones I've had that I've found that aren't overly sweet, and they've got heaps of different flavors.
Yeah, the smart ones.
Yeah, and they're like cold pressed, like raw cold pressed.
Yeah.
But on reading the directions on the back, it said you can actually put them in the microwave and slightly heat them.
Oh, right.
So that they're warm and soft.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, we know chicken dinner. So I put a couple in the microwave and I thought, oh wow, these are even better now warmed up.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So after that little experience, I spoke to Dean the next day or whatever, and whatever it was, and he said, what possession? I said, I don't know. I just went on these feeding frenzy.
Yep, I know.
And I've definitely found, like after talking with Dean, it changed my mind and changed the way that I was thinking about the whole process of how I was going about it. So it definitely made a huge difference in how I was thinking and how I was also thinking about obviously the protein bars and thinking about the whole protocol as well. So since that time, we've been in communication every week. So and also often messaging and stuff like that, or how I'm feeling, and the screenshots of the the Tanita scan scales that I've in months back, which is pretty amazing. You see it on those things and they tell you everything.
Yeah, good.
So I went from a metabolic age of 50, it was 58 or 56 when I started, and that was after I'd lost 10 kilos down to 33. So 33, 34 is what I'm at now. So I'm guessing when I started at 121. So I'm guessing I might have been in my mid 60s. Yeah.
Just out of year of your life.
Hypertensive blood pressure, sleep apnea, mild to moderate sleep apnea when I started. Yeah, so it's
it's all gone now, or?
Yeah, like I'm not snoring. My blood pressure, literally like a week after I started, the doctor put me on blood pressure medication, and after about 2 weeks, I came out in a body rash, all over, like really bad. And I just stopped taking the blood pressure tablets, and I bought a blood pressure monitor, like a good one for home. And so I started checking my blood pressure, and it was normal. Like each time when I was checking, it was normal. I was checking it every day just to make sure. And I went back to the doctor, and he was weighing. He says, "Wow, and at this stage I would have been, I don't know, mid 100s, I guess, getting close to the 100 mark. And my blood pressure was normal, like within the normal range. So
awesome.
Yeah.
You checked it lately? What's it now?
No, I haven't actually. No, I haven't. So probably after this, I'll go and check.
Yeah, that's what I think. One of the things I've found too is once you sort of get in your head that you're finished, it's like, oh, I'm done now.
Yeah.
then that accountability sort of goes by the wayside as well.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just not something I ever did unless I was, until I was on protocol. I couldn't give a rat's what I weighed. I just pretty much went by what I looked like in the mirror and how I felt.
Yeah. Yeah.
How clothes fit me or didn't fit me or whatever.
Yeah.
And once I hit phase 4 and was sort of generally out of the rules, so to speak, the weighing side dropped off, and then there was all the, well, I'm feeling bigger, but am I? And then you realise how you justified to get yourself into that situation in the first place. It was it's just in my head, so far I still look fine and whatever. Who cares? Get on the scales and have a look. And I'll tell you in no uncertain terms,
Yeah.
Especially those body composition scales, they're great.
Yeah. Oh, and the thing that the other interesting thing is, like, with the body water and drinking water. It's I always drank a fair bit of water, before I went on protocol, and when I jumped on the Interscan scales, my body water was like 47 or something like that. Like, it's in the red. It was like, wow, okay, I've got to drink more water. So I've been really conscious of of drinking like 3 to 4 liters a day, and over the last month my body water has been not quite half in the good side, but sort of around the 55%, and it's saying that, like, it could still come up. So, but that's what I've been really constantly just focusing on. Also, is just keeping the water up, just because I never realised, like, what it actually does, apart from keeping your body hydrated. That it helps flush out all the toxins and breathing out the fat.
That exchange of stuff.
Yeah. So it's just that, like, the whole thing has literally been life changing, really. Like, it's just there's nothing else I can say apart from that it's really changed the course of my end date, so to speak. One would certainly hope so.
Well, and the quality between now and that end date.
Yeah, and just I don't do much running, but even when I went across the park a few weeks ago, and it's like, oh wow, I actually run. It doesn't actually feel like I'm bouncing around like anything.
And how's just doing basic stuff like just going to bed, and you just get into bed and go to sleep, versus getting to bed and wait a couple of 20-30 seconds for your heart rate to slow back down and your breathing to catch up.
Yeah.
That's stuff like that just blew me away.
Yeah.
You equate that to fitness, right? And I was training anyway. I was like, well, it's not fitness because I'm smashing myself 3 times a week. But then through knocking back the fitness side of it and just losing the weight, all of a sudden I wasn't puffing and panting so much. It was just.
And I think that's one thing that a lot of people are surprised at when firstly they say, "Are you sick?" No, I'm not sick, because okay. I had a couple of guys at my work where I was working some shift work for a while, and they'd been there for 40 years, and they saw me, and I'd been working with them for close to 6 months, and they saw me. I hadn't been there for a while. I hadn't been there for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And the first thing one of them said, "Oh, Darren, are you okay? Like, you've lost a lot of weight. You all right?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, no, it's just been wanting." "Oh, it's good. Because you've lost so much weight so quickly. What have you been doing?"
Yeah.
"Have you been exercising?" I said, "No, it's just through a health coach and dieting and what I'm putting in my mouth, really, and just whatever I do through the day, which in my line of work, being an electrician, I do a lot of walking through the day. So I easily get up with 8,000 steps, but not that really matters anyway. But I definitely always do a lot of walking at works, which is good. So
yeah, awesome. Have you got the it's enough, stop now, you've lost enough? Have you been dealing with that?
Yeah, I've had that a bit. Yeah, I've had it a couple of times. Sometimes, like I was just said, look, I'm not doing it on my own. I'm making sure I've got an Interscan. Here's my Interscan results. I'm not losing any muscle mass as such. It's just all fat. And I think it's like when people see what you look like and it becomes normal, and then obviously when you lost the weight. It's like, well, I am normal, but you're just not used to seeing me like this.
Exactly right.
So that's where they, you look too thin, or but you're eating that much protein, and obviously through doing it with Dean, that it's fine. Like, it's just people need to get used to what you actually should look like. A healthier version of yourself, rather than a not so healthy version.
I copped it for ages about the size of my head. I turned up to one mate's place and he's like, "So can you read minds yet or what?" Like, what?
Where was that coming from? Can you read mine?
I can't remember the name of the movie now. Someone brought it up on the weekend that I was having lunch with. And they said, yeah, that was out of, can't remember, some movie or something. Some guy had the big head up here.
Oh, okay.
Minds or whatever. I lost it. And fell over.
And then like the small, slim face down there. Yeah.
Although it's starting to go out a little bit now. But
yeah.
It's been great. It's been really good.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you got out of it. And
No, it's and I've had a couple of people, that were going to contact Dean, which has been good. A couple of them, I asked if they'd contact him, and they said they were going to again planning on it. So hopefully, my experience has, as yourself, has inspired other people to get hold of Dean.
I can't help do it, mate. I can't help do it. Every time I go to the restaurant, see the family, they're all like, "Oh my God, how do you do it?" And then there's nothing to them anyway. And they're like, "I just want to drop 3 kilos. Tell me how to do it." I was like, "Go away."
Yes.
A, you don't need to, and B,
Yeah.
So you can't help. People want to be a part of it after they get over the shock of seeing you if they don't see you all the time.
Yeah. And I had another guy at another client's place last week, and he'd be, I don't know, maybe my age, a little bit overweight, nothing, drastic. He's got a young family, and he said, I don't know how you do it. I said, I don't know, like, you just follow the, eating plan and do what Dean tells you, and, the rest is easy, He said, I wouldn't have the willpower. I don't think I have the willpower. And he said something else. It's like, well, I don't know, like if you feel that you need to do something, you'll just do it. Like, I think, I found before I started protocol that I was trying different things, but I would just constantly fail because I just get to a point, it's too hard, stuff it, have takeaway tonight or whatever, and I'll do it. I'll start again next week, and I think, like, with the gym, like, I'm really looking forward to starting up at the gym in a few weeks' time. And it's like, when you go to the gym, you feel a bit self-conscious that, of going to the gym in the first place. So it's difficult. Sometimes it's difficult for people in the overweight of how they self-esteem of how they feel with trying to make that first steps, and then it just doesn't happen, or they try and go and only last for a short time, and then you keep going on the spiral of up and down, with your weight. So
as you've seen, that doesn't take willpower. It doesn't take willpower. There's bugger all willpower to it. There's just committing to it and doing.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, once I've had other people say, did you have headaches, or do you feel hungry? No, I don't feel hungry, not at all. I mean, cravings for the simply smart protein bars, yes, but apart from that, but the one thing I think I probably missed is like some berries, like fruit, some of the fruit.
Yep.
Strawberries and raspberries, and sometimes when I cut them up, thinking, that will come, So it's, I've never felt hungry, and if I have felt something like that, I'll just go and grab a handful of lettuce or celery and fill me, grab a handful of iceberg lettuce. Hey,
fills you up a lot, eating a lot of lettuce.
Yeah, that's right. And I really, and the other thing I've noticed too was drinking more water. Like, I've said this to Dean before, previously, a few weeks back. When I had that, feel like I needed to put something in my mouth, whereas like previously when I inhaled the protein bars, this time I was like, there's no protein bars left. I'll go and drink more water. And I just, if I was sitting up watching the MotoGP or watching a bit of it, Premier League or something like that, you're sitting back and it's like, I've got to, do something. Feels like you need to do something in your hands. So I just fill my water bottle up and just kept drinking water.
and then
I fall asleep. Fall asleep and miss the race and then wake up and it's all over and time to go to bed.
I saw something in a book that Dean gave me by a guy that's done a lot of work that Dean and I have participated in and whatever. And it was about how he come to some of the things that he came to about human behavior and whatever. And one of the things that he noticed when he was studying Eastern philosophy or Zen Buddhism and stuff like that, how he correlated one of the things to the laws of physics, for example. So, in the laws of physics, you've got every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? And then in the Zen Buddhist philosophy, there's the Yin and Yang side of stuff. So there's, for every there's the other side of that and whatever. So what I got from that passage in the book was that, say if I'm training outside and, an exercise comes up that I just hate and don't want to do, and there's too many reps to do of that exercise, and I'm just like, oh crap, I don't want to do that. Well, if that's true, I also want to do that and love it. If it's got to be the flip side of that. So if I'm really tonguing for another smart protein bar, as much as I really want that protein bar, I also don't want the protein bar.
Yes.
It's amazing. Just that conversation with yourself flips it from just getting dragged to the pantry to, as much as I want that, I also don't, because you know what it's like. You have the 8 protein bars and you sit there going, why did I do that? You didn't really want to do it.
No, that's right. I didn't need the additional protein. I had plenty of protein.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's just I don't know. It's just I can't explain it. But it's not. I've previously had that same issues with protein bars in the past as well, so it was nothing new for me. And I guess it was a bit different. It was a little bit different when we were just having the ideal protein food, because you have this, you have that, that's it. That's all you have. You just have your other. And obviously when that finished up and you're buying your own stuff, it's like, okay, I can, I don't know. I guess in a way it's essentially the same thing. I could have just had, 4 sachets of ideal protein.
Yeah.
It's just a mental thing that, okay, I'll just have a couple extra.
Once that switch gets flicked, the problem with the protein bars is too, because you can say to yourself, well, it's just protein bars. It's not like I'm eating donuts or Mars bars.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I'll go for an hour ride tomorrow, so I'll burn off that additional protein and help my legs, recover. So, but the next day you wake up and you go, no, can't go for a ride.
Well, what was interesting, I learned through Dean as well, was that the oversupply of protein, because you're on a very carb restricted diet, your body will just convert the protein to sugars anyway.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't quite work like that.
Quite well, I'm just eating protein, so I'm all good. I'll be huge tomorrow morning.
And then I think on one of the times when I was reading the readings, and I was reading, it's like I was partly just trying to justify it, and I thought, it's only like 100 calories or something, whatever it was. But then later on, I read it again, and it's like, that's 160 calories of total sugars or something like that. The actual energy level was, like 3 times higher than that. It's like, oops. Okay, that explains the weight gain.
One of the things you get good at is reading labels.
That's right. Yeah. It makes a difference when you checking out the labels and seeing actually what's in it, as far as especially like like with the meat and stuff like that. And you always constantly looking at just checking the label and see what's what the values are for the fat and the carb.
I was talking to a client the other day. He sent me what he was eating, and he was like, there was a chicken dish from Aldi or something in it. And I said, what was in the marinade? And they're like,
Yeah.
it's fine. There's no MSG in it. I checked. I said, yeah, but what is in the marinade?
Yeah.
I looked up the nutritional sheet and it was just like, you can't eat any of that.
I said, he's on the protocol, is he?
He's one,
Yeah.
No, it's just like, list me the ingredients in that marinade that you can't have right now. It's like, okay. This is great. This is where you're going to learn to read those labels and know what you're putting in your mouth.
And the other thing that I've been using a lot, and prior to this, I've used it maybe once or twice as a pressure cooker. Like we had this pressure cooker in the cupboard for a few years, and I only ever used it to cook potatoes. And then I started cook. I thought, I might try cooking the meat in it. And I cooked some of the chicken thighs and some turkey breasts and stuff. I was like, oh wow, this is amazing! Like it's just so tender. It comes out shredded, and you can cook the meat in like 30 minutes, and cool.
Have you got an air fryer?
Hey, yeah, I got an air fryer.
Yeah, right.
I haven't used the air fryer for anything, but
right. Well, Dean's been at me. It's his latest discovery, and he freaking loves it. And he's just
so
like,
what's he cooking in the air fryer?
Everything. Oh,
really?
Vegetables, pork chops. What else did he put in there? I don't know. Next time you're talking to him, ask him. It's his latest. Yeah. His latest thing.
Bacon's good in the air fryer.
He reckons everything is. Yeah. Sausages, I think he put in there. They just come spot on.
You could actually get the kale and put the kale in there and make like for the kale chips.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Jack was doing that for a while, and he realised he was covering them in olive oil to make them in the oven. Yeah,
make them like so they crisp up.
Wonder why he wasn't losing that weight that week.
Yeah.
Like, what are you eating? Just kale? How much? Oh, I'll just make chips out of it with, oil and stuff. And I was like, yeah, no.
No, mate, go raw. Oh, no.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thanks, Daz. Glad you got
mate.
And great to see you. You're looking just freaking awesome, dude.
No,
I spoke to Nick or someone the other day, and they said, was it Nick? I might have been with Nick. I was at Nick's house, dropping some food off, and his wife said something about you were talking about the protocol and whatever, and he asked me how I was going. And he said, Nick goes, I spoke to Barn. He said, there's nothing of him. He's just freaking awesome. He's smashing it.
And just another quick one too. The other week we went go-karting for Didier's birthday.
Oh yeah.
Out at range. And like I never, I didn't mind go-karting before, and I thought, this time around I'll be, 30 kilos lighter. My brother was taking his son around in their go-kart together, and I said, Justin said, why don't you can take Geordie for the last race. I said, yeah, Geordie and I said to Geordie, I said, mate, we're going to go so much faster than you and Papa. Mate, I was screaming that thing around that track. There's only one person that got past me. And I ended up getting a warning for smashing into a cart that kept trying to cut me off all the time. I was having a ball. I was like, wow, how much faster you go when you get,
They reckon about 1 kilo of weight is the equivalent of 1 horsepower.
There you go.
That's what we say in the bike racing game. So, you see all these guys trying to chase 3, 4, 5 horsepower. He's like, lose 10 kegs, buddy, and then you've just saved a heap of money and gained 5 or 6 horsepower.
Yeah, that's it. All right, mate.
Cool. Thanks, Daz. Thanks, guys. I'm going to be back with Dean very shortly. And any questions, post them below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And thanks for tuning in. See you guys next week. See you, Daz.
See you, mate.